Hello, and welcome to the Intel Brief, your daily intelligence briefing on global geopolitics. Today is Thursday, 8 August. I'm your host, Daniel, the founder of HM Intelligence, and every weekday we bring you not just the news, but the so what from events and decisions that shape our world. So grab a coffee and get ready to be informed. In today's update, we'll be covering Taylor Swift cancelling her concerts in Vienna over terror threats, Nobel winner Yunus returning to Bangladesh to take office, and large anti-racism riots follow unrest in the UK. But firstly, Taylor Swift's promoter has cancelled upcoming shows in Vienna following the arrest of two individuals suspected of planning a terrorist attack on the concert venue. Confirming the planned attack, the organisation announced on Instagram that the three scheduled shows to take place would be cancelled to ensure everybody's safety, and all tickets would be refunded. Swift was on her Eras tour across Europe, having recently performed in Germany. Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer expressed disappointment for the fans, acknowledging the gravity of the situation and thanked the security services for their early intervention in preventing a potential tragedy. The Austrian Interior Ministry revealed that law enforcement had arrested a 19-year-old male, the primary suspect, along with another individual for planning a terrorist attack, including targeting Swift's concerts. The Director General for Public Security mentioned that relevant preparatory actions were identified and that the suspects had focused on the concerts. The main suspect was apprehended in Turnitz in southwest Vienna, with chemicals seized at his apartment, including potential explosives. Both suspects had been radicalized online and had pledged allegiance to the Islamic State. The swift action and cooperation between local and federal agencies led to the successful prevention of the attack. So what? This is amazing work by the Austrian law enforcement and intelligence services. As if the attack had been successful, it could have been catastrophic. While it is likely that this cell was operating in isolation, there is always the possibility of linked individuals or sympathizers becoming inspired by this attempted attack, which is possibly why the concert has been cancelled. It also goes to show that while there are other threats facing Europe at the moment, the threat of Islamic terror attacks remains high, requiring intelligence services not to take their eye off the ball. And next, Nobel Peace winner Muhammad Yunus is set to return to Bangladesh to head an interim government following the student-led uprising. Yunus, who is 84, could be sworn in as early as Thursday evening, marking the start of what the army chief has described as a beautiful democratic process. Just weeks prior, the Bangladeshi military had been violently suppressing student protests against Hasina's government, resulting in the deaths of at least 300 people. Yunus is seen as a figure of confidence by both students and citizens, and his leadership is being eagerly anticipated to restore security and address key government vacancies. His primary challenge will be to meet with student demands for comprehensive reforms across various sectors, including the Election Commission, before calling for the elections. Yunus has also urged for calms and preparation for rebuilding the country, emphasizing the destructive potential of violence. He expressed his eagerness to return home and organize efforts to resolve the ongoing crisis. Yunus aims to hold elections within a few months. Notably, a tribunal in Dhaka acquitted Yunus of labour law violations, a case widely viewed as politically motivated. Additionally, a former Prime Minister and another rival of Hasina had her conviction overturned, allowing her to make her first public address in 6 years. So what? The main hope is that this appointment can lead to some peace and stability for the nation of Bangladesh. Though it is clear there's a lot of work to be done to improve morale and conditions within the country, this is a positive step forward that is likely to have immediate improvements in conditions. Additionally, it is positive to see that opposition leaders have had their politically motivated charges and legal cases removed, allowing Bangladesh to have some free and fair elections for the first time in a while. And lastly, thousands of anti-racism demonstrators took to the streets of London and other UK cities to counter far-right groups calling for anti-immigrant marches, which have incited riots. The Metropolitan Police deployed thousands of officers, including around 1,300 specialised forces, to ensure safety in London. By Wednesday evening, protesters in London and cities such as Birmingham, Sheffield, Liverpool, and Bristol carried messages welcoming immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers, chanting, "Refugees are welcome," and "London against racism." In East London's Walthamstow area, large crowds gathered outside an immigration centre, responding to counter-protesters with shouts of "Fascists, go on," and holding signs that read "Stop the far right" and "Migration is not a crime." Prime Minister Keir Starmer condemned the recent far-right riots as thuggery, dismissing claims that they stem from government immigration policies. However, tensions remain high, especially in London, following clashes over hundreds and hundreds of arrests during demonstrations over the last week, with hundreds more arrests in cities such as Liverpool, Bristol, and Belfast. The head of London's Metropolitan Police has emphasised that the protection of immigration lawyers and services amidst the unrest. So what? It has been interesting to live in the UK during such tense times. And while I haven't personally seen any of the riots, you can hear people talking around the office about what has been going on. It is going to be interesting to see how this weekend goes, as it feels like there could be more violent clashes. However, in an ideal world, this weekend could pass without incident, and hopefully tensions will subside. But time will tell. Thank you for listening to the Intel Briefing, your daily intelligence brief on global geopolitics, brought to you by HM Intelligence. If you want to support the podcast, tell your friends to help them stay informed and leave us a 5-star review. Or if you want to learn more about intelligence, why not take one of our courses? They're all online, self-paced, and affordable. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you next time.